Hello there, YouTube. My name is Jacob, and always here at the PNCLCG is where you want to be. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a very brief overview of what is CSR2. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So, here is an image or a shot of my garage. Here I've got one of my few cars that I've got. I've got a couple. This is my newer account. This is not the account that I have that will be showcased at some point in time here on the channel that has a lot more content. This account originally used to have a great amount of things in it, and due to a Google Play merger, it got destroyed. So I'm dealing with the new account, and I'm just going to make the most of it. So yeah, in CSR2, the name of the game is being able to drag race. So you've got your quarter mile and your half mile times. Your cars in this game all have different tiers. As you see up here, you've got this T4 or Tier 4. CSR2 has 5 tiers, tiers 1 through 5, and the tier 1 through 3 cars use the quarter mile time, and the tier 4 and the tier 5 cars use half mile time. Now, there are certain races where these change, and then there are even other races where you're 0 to 60, you're 0 to 100, your quarter mile speed also matter. So do be advised that there are races where your quarter mile or half mile speed does not matter, but the majority of the races in CSR2 are set up this way. Now you've got in here, you've got the ability to tune your nitrous, transmission, and tire pressure. These are what allow you to modify your car, how fast it goes, this and that will change for every part that you have installed in this car. So let's go ahead and take a look at how parts are set up. So you have 3 major parts in CSR2. You have your stage 0 or your stock parts through your stage 5 parts. You have your special parts, your stage 6 parts. And then as you see here over on the side, you've got your fusion parts. Now each individual car manufacturer has its own individual fusion parts that are a part of this game. And those are green, or your uncommon fusions, blue, or your rare fusions, and then if I go over and here, you've got epic fusions. So the name of the game, first and foremost in this game, is to get the necessary fusions for each car of each different manufacturer. So this manufacturer is Dodge in this game, and be able to make your car go faster. Now with each fusion part that you put in the game, you're going to have an increase in your Evo, which is basically saying, yeah, my car is better, my car is good, my car is strong. You also have next to that number your PP number, which is the parts number. So my car has only stage 5 parts at this moment in time, and it has a total PP of 638. Yeah, so you've got your fusions, now you've got your stage 5 parts. Now your stage 6 parts are where things get a bit more interesting. Stage 6 parts are only for specific cars. So let's say, for example, I've got two different Subaru WRX STIs in this game. As you can see here, I have two stage 6 parts, a nitrous and a body stage 6 part. But I have 0 for a car by the same name, but yet it's a different car and it requires different stage 6 parts. So you try to get the stage 6 parts that are for your specific car, and there are various different means to be able to get stage 6 parts in this game so that you can make your car go faster and do better. Now, the speed that your car goes, whether it's your quarter mile or your half mile, is not actually necessarily the most important. What is the most important is when you go into your live racing, especially, or your certain other types of races, can you beat what the dyno says? Now, if we take a look at this car, it simply on these settings will not beat dyno. So let's go over to one of my personal favorite cars in this game, the Ferrari 250 GTO. This car absolutely on the settings I have it on, the tune for the tires, the transmission, and the nitrous, it will beat dyno. So here, since this is a tier 2 car, the quarter mile time is what we care about. It says 11.011. We can definitely run right through that, and I'm going to really quickly demonstrate that here. So the way beating dyno works in this game is you basically just have to drive your car a specific way to help it beat dyno. You tune a car a specific way to beat dyno, or some cars just innately beat dyno on their own. This car is tuned particularly to beat dyno in a specific way. As you'll see here, I'm going to wait all the way until the very end, and then I'm going to blast that nitrous. Now, I did not drive the car perfectly, but as you can see here, we ran at an 11.088, and if you remember correctly, or actually, my bad, never mind, I did not beat dyno that time, so let's try again, because this car absolutely will beat dyno. I must have just messed up my drive pretty poorly. So yeah, let's try again. There we go. Perfect start. Now you've got your perfect shifts, you've got your good shifts, and you've got your early shifts. You also have your late shifts as well. Those are basically just when the computer expects you to be able to shift into your next gear. Now we didn't do it again there, so we're going to give it one more try, and this time we're definitely going to get it. Part of me doing this here is to just demonstrate to those of you that don't know CSR2 and how it works and the different components and parts to this game. I'm just giving those of you who aren't familiar with this game the ability to experience it. So there we go. That time we ran at 11.003, and our dyno says 11.011. So there we go. We did it that time. All right. So with each specific car in CSR2, your goal is to be able to beat dyno by some amount. Some cars will absolutely obliterate this. It'll say 11, and it'll run a 10 or a 9 or an 8. It will just absolutely smash that. Other cars, like this one, it only beat it by a little bit. Now, I didn't drive it perfectly, and it can certainly beat dyno more than what I showcased here. But, basically, you want a car that can beat Dino to some degree so that when you take it into live racing, we're going to do that right now, and go to try to race against other people playing the game, that you can beat them because you're going to be matched based on what that Dino time is, what that Dino time says. So, we're going to see here if we can get a race. Alright, they bet me a little bit of money. We're going to try and see if we can't win this race here. Here we go. Let's see. I'm going to turn the volume up actually now here so you can hear the sound of the cars. There we go. We blew right by them. So yeah. Obviously, that car's pretty good. So yeah. So yeah, that time we beat them. So yeah, there you go. That is live racing for you. So we're going to do another race here real quick, just to see if that was maybe a fluke a little bit. I felt like he drove his car kind of poorly, or maybe he just doesn't have it set up right, or maybe he missed something. So we're going to try again, race somebody with the same exact car as us. It looks like everybody's looking to bet money today, so alright, so be it. Oh, looks like we didn't get him there. So yeah, that's more of what I was expecting. His car's to run a bit more closer to that time there that guy just ran. That makes a lot more sense. Yep. So again, our dyno was an 11.011, and that guy ran a 11.2. So absolutely, could we have beaten him 100%? Sure, we absolutely could have beaten him. But for the sake of this video and this demonstration here, it's completely fine. We didn't beat him. He took a little bit of our money. I hope he makes the most of it. So now you've got these here, which are what are known as bots or computers, and they tend to run a lot slower. They tend to have all kinds of interesting cars, and as you see here, this guy, we're going to be able to beat him no problem. So if you're a brand new player starting out the CSR2, your goal is really going to be to try to track down a lobby where these guys are prevalent. You see here, I'm just downshifting, reshifting, and I'm still absolutely torching that CPU there. So yeah, again, he ran an 11.528. Our dyno's at 11.011. We got by with a 11.458. So yeah. So yeah, you see here we got all this massive line of computers here. So if I was a newer player that's just trying to get started in this game, this would be beautiful. But and most of the time I would greatly appreciate being able to just go in there and take on those computers and get some easy wins. But yeah, so that is the basics of the racing aspect of CSR2. Now, CSR2 has a unique aspect to it that is the crew. And you can see over here, we've got this little button here. I am part of the Swift Syndicate family of crews. I'll shout out to them real briefly. They are awesome. I have been with them for several years of my playing CSR2. Before that, I had my own crew, and that didn't go so well. So I ended up joining Swift Syndicate a couple years ago, and they are amazing. If you are you're a newer player looking for a crew family to join that really is just an amazing group of people. I definitely recommend it. I am currently the crew leader for the 4th crew of the Swiss Syndicate, so if you leave a comment in the comment section below, I would be able to help patch you through there. Now, the other thing that you've got in CSR2 besides your live racing, you've got all of these different type of races all over the place. Just all kinds of stuff. They have different events right now. They've got this Fast and Furious event going on. They've got all of these various different events down here. Elite Tuners events. You've got Showdown, which is another way of being able to race people online. So I'll do a real quick showcase of Showdown here very quickly. But yeah, as you see here, it's randomly matching me up with somebody else that is based off of a bunch of different things. Showdown can be a bit complicated in how they matchmake as opposed to just the live racing where it's strictly about your dyno time. So yeah. Whew! Unfortunately, we just barely lost that race. But that basically gives you an idea of how live racing works, how the showdowns work, just the general basic racing that exists in CSR2. Now you see I've got my rank here. I just ranked up, and I got rewards for ranking up. Now in CSR2 you have a whole boatload of different currencies. You have your regular in-game cash. You have your gold here. You've got your bronze keys, you've got your silver keys, and you've got your gold keys. Now you see here we've got this thing for silver keys. Every season, or every 14 days in CSR2, there is a new PC Cup card that you can win with silver keys. And every now and then they come up with a special card that you can try to win with gold keys. Now they've got a loyalty reward on all of these. If you get through 15 pulls of silver keys, you can guaranteedly win the card. Now sometimes when they have a real special card that they're giving away for gold keys, they will give a loyalty after 7 pulls. Yeah, you see we've got all manner of different events that are going on that you can get all kinds of different fusions and stage 6 parts for. Occasionally there will even be cars and money that pop out of this crate here, this bronze crate here, that becomes free every 4 hours or so. So that's the basic generic different types of currency that exist in CSR2. Now the last thing about CSR2, and this is important for someone looking to join a crew, is your RP. So you have your individual RP, which resets every season. As you can see here, I had 316,073 individual RP. So I did all right this season thus far. And then you also have, in addition to that, you have your crew RP, which if I clicked on this button over here, that would take me to a whole other screen. And for the sake and privacy of my crew members, I'm not going to show that here. I am not going to potentially put them on display when I don't have permission to do so. So, but basically, there's a whole bunch of other different buttons and stuff in there. If people down in the comment section below want me to do a review of the various different crew stats and things like that, I will find a way to do so without bothering any of my crew members, which again, my crew members are awesome. Shout out to them. The Swift Syndicate is a amazing crew and group of people. They have a Discord online server that I'm on regularly, and they just have a blast together. It's quite a fantastic group to be a part of. But that pretty much is going to do it for this video, with one exception. The last thing about this game is that you have your various different tiers, and you have what's known as boss cars. Now, boss cars are a bit different. There's multiple different kinds of boss cars. This one here is one that I won as part of the main story. Now, you see here, it has every single Stage 6, Stage 5, etc. part installed. I didn't have to spend any in-game cash. As you see here, there are plenty of cars that I do not have that kind of parts on. This Mazda here, as you see, I have no body, no tires, no transmission, no engine, no turbo, no intake, and as you see here, in order to buy parts, you either use your in-game cash or you use your gold. So yeah, and eventually you want to get to those Stage 6 parts because they are what really make a difference for your car. But yeah, so the boss cars, there are a whole bunch of different boss cars that you can win in this game, and once you get past the main story, there's something called Tempest, where you can win all kinds of crazy boss cars. I have not gotten there yet in this brand new account, but I will be doing a whole bunch of Tempest content here on my channel. For those of you that are more active players of CSR2, you're probably going to be interested in that information. Oh, looks like the season just ended, and yeah, I managed to get first out of my leaderboard, so yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, so there's a whole bunch of different boss cars that you can try to win, and they have purple stars as opposed to regular stars. And then when you go up here, you'll see that they have these extra bonuses, and these are RP modifiers. And when you're trying to get, like I had, where my individual RP, I ended up being the top of my leaderboard, or for your crew, and getting RP for your crew is extremely important. The purple stars, the freshness, and then obviously the crew bonus of being a part of a crew is very important. So you want to have cars if you can get them. Now obviously I don't recommend that you necessarily have to spend any money on this game in order to do so. So if you're new to CSR2, don't freak out. There are certainly plenty of different ways to win cars that are purple stars and special cars that you do not have to spend any money on. There is already a video up on my channel of me doing exactly just that, so fear not. I didn't spend a single penny of actual real money, and yet I managed to win that car, and I actually have that car here in my garage right there. So yeah, just as quick little proof that it can be done, I recently won this car, and I didn't spend any money on it, and it is a boss car. So with that being said, CSR2 is a lot of fun. It is a lot of investment if you really are an active and competitive player. There's certainly more than one way to play CSR2. There are plenty of people that just do it recreationally and just have a good time with it and make the most of it, just like to have cars and go fast and try to, race people, bet people, and win. But that's going to do it for today's video officially. I don't think that there's anything in particular that I really wanted to cover other than that. We covered live racing, we covered showdowns, we covered RP, we covered fusions, we covered stage 6 parts, regular parts, all of the different in-game currencies. So yeah, that was a pretty decent brief overview, I would say, of CSR2. If you would like me to cover anything about this game in more depth, whether it be getting keys, getting cash, getting gold, getting fusions, all that sort of stuff, please leave it down in the comment section below, and I will be more than happy to accommodate that request. But that's going to do it for today's video. Again, as always, my name is Jacob, and here at the PNCLCG is where you want to be. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.